What separates success from failure? Everyone going into a competition wants to win, but what really is the identifying key focus points that allow someone to be successful versus someone who fails? This book, The 4 Disciplines of Execution, is an amazing read and offers some key insights into how you can execute correctly and how you can be successful. This week I was on Maker World and I was able to find this 3D print. Ideas mean nothing without execution, and it really stood out to me, and I thought I would go ahead and use this as a visual aid. It's 50% true. You have to have a combination of the both. W. Hard, you did a great job on this. I was able to print this out no issues with my Bamboo Labs 3D printer, P1P. So if you're interested in doing additive manufacturing, I highly recommend that printer and using Maker World. So thanks again. This book breaks down its 4 disciplines, starting with focus on wildly important goals. The first story starts out with the story of how NASA in the 1950s didn't have a clear, defined set of goals. Essentially, they had been operating on how they were going to be successful for mankind, how they were going to change the world. That wasn't measurable. So in the 1960s, President Kennedy said by the end of the decade they would have a man on the moon. This was a complete game changer for NASA. Now that they had something they could execute on, now that they had a clearly defined goal, find ways to make things happen that maybe had never been done before, and this was a clear direction that group needed. So I really feel like that was extremely important for the NASA organization to be able to define these and actually be successful in delivering results. Number 2, act on lead measures. This book does a fantastic job in identifying lead versus lag. Lead measures are anything that are predictive and things that you can change before you have the information that tells you if those are actually identified as things that really change things. Lag measures are what happens after, when you have all your data and it tells you these are the things that you should change moving forward. I love this quote: "To achieve a goal you've never achieved before, you must do things you've never done before." How as leaders can we be more predictive? Are there certain things that we see every day that we could just start to change a little bit? I believe there are a ton of things that we could actually move forward to be able to produce the results this book is talking about. Number 3, keep a compelling scoreboard. Imagine if you were at a football game and the scoreboard just happened to break. How would people keep track of who was actually winning the game? There's a lot of money on the line in some of these major sporting events, and this is how businesses need to be able to look at some of these things. It really is true that if your people don't understand the measurable, attainable goals, then how is anyone else supposed to understand if they are actually making an impact? This is a great point in this book, that if your team doesn't understand what you're trying to accomplish and moving towards those goals, how are you ever supposed to be successful? This is a very interesting attribute, and I believe every company, organization can actually learn from this and be successful if they just get all their team members to understand these are the actual wildly important goals we're trying to achieve and how we're moving the ball forward on the field to be successful. Number 4, create a cadence of accountability. Consistency. That's the key to all of this. Whether it's daily, weekly, bi-weekly, being able to set aside time, discuss with your people on how important these goals are and how you are going to achieve them. These are the major milestones that you're able to establish with your team and show them the importance so you can continue to deliver results. And one more thing, being able to focus in on a couple goals versus dozens of goals and lots of different things going on is the key to all of this. Being able to take those 40 or 50 goals and turn it into 1 or 2 wildly important goals is exactly what this book talks about, and is exactly why you can be successful in executing. In conclusion, this book absolutely delivers on the execution, and the disciplines they give you are fantastic. I give this book a 4 out of 5. I think that if you're in leadership, if you're in a manufacturing environment, if you're building anything, this book can give you some tools that will allow you to be successful, and I think everyone should read it that wants to be successful. Pick up a copy today. So with all that, I want to thank you again for stopping by the Leader's Tool Chest. I want to ask if you could give me a like and subscribe. It really helps the algorithm. I'm really excited, and all this content we've been creating here recently, we've been getting more viewership, and I know it's because every one of you wants to be successful, and I feel like each week we're giving you more and more reasons why that's the truth. I recently did a couple polls, one on X, one on YouTube, both asking if you liked physical books versus audiobooks, if you liked hammer content versus non-hammer content, and I'm going to be really open with you. I got another book review coming up really soon, and it's going to meet all of your hammer and physical book needs. Super excited about this, and check this one coming out here soon. I want to thank you again for stopping by Leader's Tool Chest, and this week I'm going to end with how my 3D print here came about with my 3D printer by Bamboo Labs. So hope you have a great week. Thank you.